So this was the one that took my breath away, blew my mind, and we'll see when we look close up, but it's Gracie as an elf. Hey everybody, welcome back to Mommy's Doll Corner. I thank you all so much for spending Wonder Woman week with me last week. I hope by now you've seen the movie and you love it as much as I did. I'm going on Wednesday with my mommy. I'm taking her to see it because I know she's going to love it. So this week, now not every week is going to be themed, but here in the beginning as we get to know each other and I share with you the things and the dolls that I collect, it might sort of feel that way a little bit. But this week is about Barbie. I even wore a Barbie shirt. I'm going to share with you one of my all-time favorite series from the Barbie Collector series. This is the Faraway Forest. These are designed by Bill Greening. As I think I said previously, he is my favorite Barbie doll designer. So first, I just want to share with you that these are dolls that stay in their boxes, okay? And I've got the dust cover on here so that you can see that they do have a dust cover. So the dust covers, especially if you display them on an open shelf, are very important. I display mine on a closed shelf, and I will show you a picture of that. But I still keep the dust cover on because I have cats, I have dust. So this is what they look like with the dust cover on. To do all the close-ups, I'm going to take the dust cover off. It's very simple. It's just a plastic insert. It's nothing scary. Scary. There's nothing scary about it. So I'm going to take that off and then simply, now you can see the doll. These dolls do come with stands though. So if you did want to display them out of the box, that's absolutely something you can do. The reason I've chosen to keep this series in the box is because I'm in love with how the boxes match with the doll and how they set off the colors of the doll design and the clothes and the theme of the doll, with one exception, which I will show you in a little bit. There were no more than 4,400 made worldwide. And this was the first one that came out. So before we go and we do all the close-ups on these dolls, I will let you know that there is the Faraway Forest Elf, and then I believe the next one that came out in the series was, and I could be totally wrong, and Barbie collector people, just yell at me. I believe that the next one that came out in the series was the White Princess. She's Lady of the White Woods. I call her White Princess. So I believe she was the next one that came out. And then after her came the amazing Queen of the Dark Forest, because there has to be a dark forest, right? There has to be a villain. And then came the Faraway Forest Water Sprite. And now, I believe this is probably almost a year later. I wasn't even sure we were getting another doll in this series and I was getting depressed. Is the Faraway Forest King of the Crystal Cave. So we're going to look at him in detail tomorrow. The reason why this series, and starting with this elf with the red hair, come on, it's Gracie as an elf. The reason why these got me so excited and captured my imagination, and this was probably one of, this and my Wizard of Oz collection, which is, I'm such a Wizard of Oz freak. I am also a huge fantasy freak, in particular, this sort of elf thing, Lord of the Rings, okay? So think Lord of the Rings. My favorite book of all time is a book by Marion Zimmer Bradley called Mists of Avalon. And it is the tale of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table told from the perspective of all of the women behind the scenes. So I love fantasy. I love books about fantasy. I love movies about fantasy. So Barbie, fantasy, it had to happen. So now we're going to start taking a look at my existing collection, and then tomorrow we're going to take a look at our king over there. So here she is. This is the Faraway Forest Elf. That is simply her name. My favorite thing is that she's a redhead. Let's not lie to each other. So when you look at her face, you'll see that she's got just absolutely a beautiful, beautiful skin tone. She's fair-skinned. She's beautiful eye makeup. She's got very pale lips. And of course, there's the red hair. There's that beautiful crown and the green cloak, which is just so perfect. Then you've got this bark sort of bodice that she's wearing. And of course, the oak leaf, which is holding her cloak together, which is very symbolic. And then her gorgeous, gorgeous belt. So her hair is spectacular. Now it is attached to her. Were I to take this out of the packaging, I would detach her hair, but her hair is absolutely beautiful. I love this belt right here. I love the sash that then goes off to the side. Her boots are absolutely phenomenal. Look at the detail and the stitching on these boots. And these boots look like they're made out of animal skin. These are very, very rough made, gorgeous, gorgeous boots. Then if we go up over here and we take a look at her hand, not only does she have this beautiful bracelet, but she's holding a scroll. Dying to know what's on that scroll. Dying to know. And she's also holding a staff with a crystal on top of it. And this staff is very druidic in its symbology. Yes, I just said all of those words. The twisting of the branches, and then it goes down into a single branch. She is absolutely amazing, phenomenal, beautiful. I love her. She's Gracie as an elf, although her eyes are a little bit lighter. So the next doll to come out in this series is the one that I keep calling the White Princess, but that's not really her name. She is Lady of the White Woods. Right away, there's more of that sort of druidic, kind of elven imagery of a crown of twigs. That's actually very classic imagery. I love that she's got the silver in her twists. I love all of the branch work here. There's a little bit of gold underneath her eyes. Her dress always makes me think of birch bark because of it's white, but then it's got these sort of brownish stains to it. And then as we get down towards the bottom, you can see the underpiece here with all of these roots. And so it just makes me think, you know, she's definitely connected to the trees and to the forest. And she's got beautiful gold accents. She's just an absolutely striking, beautiful queen that if you met her in the woods, you would totally believe that she was good and benevolent and everything wonderful. Okay, so I am new to the Once Upon a Time fandom. Let's not ask how that happened. Let's just say that it is what it is. And I don't know why. So this is, of course, you've got to have an evil queen, right? This is Queen of the Dark Forest. I can't help it. She looks like Regina from Once Upon a Time. It's just so there for me. Even the hair and the crown is a bit Regina, and the neck piece. But then again, those are all very evil queeny kind of things to do. Now let's zoom in on this snakeskin patterned cloak. It's definitely reptilian of some kind. It goes all the way down. It is all black. There is no breaking the black. You see some studs on it. It's absolutely just amazing. The accents are on her neck piece and her crown. And then she too has a staff, although her staff is a little bit more powerful looking, and it's definitely made of metal, not wood. So that's significant in a lot of ways. There's fur on the cuffs of her sleeve, and that's about it. Otherwise, it is unbroken black, a spectacularly dark lip with some gorgeous, gorgeous, really smoky, dark eyes. So the next doll to come out in this series is the Water Sprite. Now, the only thing that I don't like about this doll is the color of the background of her box. I wish it had been a different color so that it would have given more of a boost to the colors of her outfit, but then many people have also said that it just made her look more fluid and more pastel and more underwater-y, so I can go with that. So we'll start with that super close-up on the face. She's absolutely beautiful as always. You know, I mean, Bill Greening does not mess up on these things. Can you see the tinsel in her hair? It's so perfect. The watery eye color, even her eyes have a watery feel to them, and then the beautiful light lip. Coming down to her throat, she has this perfect little mermaid fishy scale looking necklace. Now, the outfit is absolutely sparkly underwater glamour. Look at the fish scales all the way down this bodice. Now, she's a water sprite. She is not a mermaid. So this piece right here is reading more green than it is in real life. It's sort of a greeny silver piece. And there you see it against the pink. She has a staff as well, of course, being a water sprite. It is a trident. And it is beautiful, and it has that whole shimmery thing going for it. And this doll definitely has the shimmer and shine of water, of a water sprite. She just catches the light at every angle. I love the flow of the cloak, the way she's boxed. See, that's why I don't like to take these out of the box, because the way she's boxed really just gives you that whole water feeling from her cloak. So I really don't want to take her out of her box. So there's the Faraway Forest Elf, the Lady of the White Woods, Evil Queen Regina, I mean Queen of the Dark Forest, and the Water Sprite. So that's my Bill Greening Faraway Forest Barbie Collector collection so far. And then tomorrow we're going to look at this guy over here, the King of the Crystal Cave. There's a book, I'm going to have to look up the author. The first books that I ever read about King Arthur, one of them was called The Crystal Cave. It was a series of books. It might be out of print. I will look it up. I was about 10 years old, I think, when I read it. That was when I first fell in love with Arthurian legend and fantasy and all of that stuff. And I know one of the books was called The Crystal Cave, so I will look that up for you as well. I'll put a link down below to Barbie Collector where you may still be able to get him. The rest of these sold out. They are available on eBay, and the prices aren't horrible, honestly. They're $100 when they go on sale, and I've seen people selling them still in their boxes with their dust covers for under $100. By the way, I do have a Pinterest. I started Pinterest, so make sure you're following me on Pinterest and Instagram. And thank you so much for watching. I love that so many adult doll collectors have come out. Kids, I hope you're enjoying seeing some of the different Barbies, but we are also going to take a look at some of the less expensive Barbies out there, like the fashionistas, that I also love dearly. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you click over here to subscribe and click over here to watch another video.